Hello and welcome to Hashtag Trending with me, Farbs. Glad to be back for another edition of our show, which, if this is the first time you're catching us, is an assortment of the major events of the previous week and the conversation that they create on social media. And here are our top picks of the week. Let's switch cameras and I'll start with the first one. This past week, the United Arab Emirates shocked many in the Arab world and beyond after they signed an agreement that hitherto only two other Arab countries had inked, Jordan and Egypt. Well, there were those who praised the deal between Israel and the UAE as historic. There was, and still is, this one country which has been eerily silent about it all, Saudi Arabia. And of course there have been, Palestinians and the sympathizers with the cause were quick to denounce the deal as a ruthless betrayal of their decades of struggle against Israel and the occupation of their land. People across the world took to the street to denounce the deal and condemn Emirati officials for consenting to this deal. Alright, that was for London. Now let's go through these social media posts to see more of the protests happening elsewhere in the world, and we start on YouTube with this one. Actually wrote, thousands of protesters took to the streets of Rawalpindi in Pakistan on Sunday, expressing opposition to the US brokered peace deal between Israel and the UAE. Here's the video. Alright, Pakistanis have always been on the front line of the protests that concern the issues of the Muslim community, and that was one of them. Now let's go to the next one. On Twitter, Palestinian worshippers at the Al-Aqsa Mosque in occupied Jerusalem run over a picture of the UAE Crown Prince MBZ in response to the deal on normalizing the relations with apartheid Israel. Check out the video. Well, if I was the Crown Prince, I would have definitely expected such reactions. Now, let's go to the next one. On Twitter, Israel and UAE signed a peace deal, but they never mentioned Palestine. Check out the video. These scenes are one of the reasons that Palestinians are calling this deal a betrayal of their causes and the struggle. All right, to the next tweet, at UN. Why don't you stop airstrikes on Palestinian civilian areas? The disastrous scene tonight in Gaza. Dozens of wounded people by Israel airstrikes. Very dangerous and fragile medical care. Check out the video. Well, how much longer this cycle of violence should continue until someone intervenes and stop it? All right, to this one, which is wrong on many different levels. Well, there is a kid, 8-year-old kid, who punches his teacher. There's a teacher who calls the cops on that 8-year-old boy, and there are the cops who really try to cuff this little kid. And all right, let's read the comment. The video shows Florida police arresting an 8-year-old boy and charging him with felony battery for acting out in school. If this is unbelievable, do you know that 500 to 700 Palestinian kids are prosecuted in Israeli courts every year. Did you know it? East Bay, California community fights back against hiring dangerous cops. We need to protect students from these thugs of the state and the prison system. Check out this video.
Okay, going into jail. So you need to stand up, put your hand behind your back. I hate that you put me in this position that I have to do this.
This next bit is of an 11-year-old Palestinian kid from Gaza who's become an internet sensation after his video of him rapping in English went viral. Boy, can he rap. Just check him out.
First of all, this is our country. Let me tell you how it goes. We want peace and we will love. We will pray and teach you don't. It's a chance if you die. Let's see what the future holds. My life is on the line, right behind the bullet holes. I do it for my family, I do it for my soul. Some grew up without a family, great stories untold. My life is in a book, some of the pages would unfold. It's in McKenzie's world, and only God knows. We have to let them know they did not die in vain. Even though they lost their pain, at least I can still feel your pain. Some things will never change, some things will stay the same. But when it's said and done, Palestine will still remain.
The death of George Floyd and the custody of Minneapolis police has had a widespread ripple effect across the world. It's been 3 months since the video of his killing hit the internet, and people are still out in the street protesting in his name. One such protest happened a couple of days ago in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where Black Lives Matter supporters faced the far-right militias over the removal of a Confederate statue. You know, one side calling it a symbol of hate, the other calling it an integral part of the the history. So there were lots of shouting, arguments, and physical confrontation as well. See for yourself. George Floyd's murder and its aftermath have truly taken the wraps of the deep-set divide in the American society. If you doubt my claim, just wait until I've shown you these tweets and then you decide for yourself. We start here, and Sonia says, "Go home, racist. Go home." Check out the video.
Go home, racist. Go home. Go home, racist. Go home. Go home, racist. Go home.
What did I tell you? Not convinced yet? So let's check out this one. This is America. White supremacy is part of America, like apple pie, racism. Here's the full video. Ain't nothing changes. So wake up. Check this out. Are you convinced yet? No? Alright, then check out this next bit of another series of punches and kicks being thrown by rivals in Portland this time. There was much more than that. There was pepper spray, paintball, a lot of things. Here's the backstory. Black Lives Matter supporters, again, showed up at a rally, yeah, you guessed right, by far-right militias, and then things started to go south and turn ugly. Really ugly. All right, time's up. Gotta go now. Make sure to tell your friends about us and give us a follow here and here if you haven't already. And don't forget to check us out again next week, same time, same frequency, same everything.